Hello everyone, I'm Jessic44, also known as Fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. Last episode, we did an exploration through the arena sub-level here. A decently sized place, looted everything we could, and got all the treasure we could find, and managed to make our way towards the Luminous Adra here. We found the notes we needed, and when we touched the Luminous Adra, which was dim and lightless at the time, we ended up basically traveling through the in-between, the space between life and death, to find Aothas, who is marching towards another pillar of Luminous Adra. I'm just going to start running back while we talk. And while we did speak with him, we also discovered that thousands of souls are trapped within him, effectively powering his body, so that he can march to another pillar of Adra. He saw us and basically just said, I'm going to do something beautiful is coming, and don't worry about it. And then severed the connection. Either way, we have the notes we were told to get and found that the guy in charge is dead and soulless. Oh. As the souls move past you, some turn their heads in your direction, but most seem fixated below you, on the Adra pillar beneath your feet. A few nod their heads in thanks or raise a hand to acknowledge your presence.
What do you see that I can't, Watcher?
Souls. Dozens of them. Maybe hundreds. They're all going to the Adra pillar.
All of them? Really?
She strokes the cage of her lantern, appearing lost in thought. A small group of souls has started to cluster around you. One of them is standing a bit closer than the others and gestures for your attention.
Watcher, we'd like to come with you.
Why don't you just go to the Adra pillar?
We would, and we appreciate that you showed us the way, but what if the Adra goes dark again before we reach the beyond?
The other souls shuffle anxiously and look to each other, then back to you. Very well. Follow me.
Can I harvest the souls now?
Yes, of course.
Thank you for aiding my mission, Watcher. I just knew you'd help me if I followed you.
Jody glides her hands in a series of motions that resemble a martial art or an intricate dance. As she slides a circle around the arena, she begins swinging her lantern faster and farther from her body until an ephemeral light flares from inside. The lure is answered, and several souls change course, drifting past the lantern's cage to disappear.
Thank you, Watcher.
Alright. And that deals with the souls. I suppose I should tell Vanessa what we found.
We will remain
Or
here
not.
to see to our dead.
Of course. Go ahead. We're gonna head out of here. We have to head back to town and report in, and hopefully that'll get our ship fixed up. I don't think any of my companions had anything to say. I didn't notice. I should have taken a look. Either way, let's make our way back to town. There we go. Alright, we've explored everywhere else on the island, so... back to Port Maj. And we made it. Into the harbor, please. We can go right to Clario's estate. Because we don't really have anything else we can do in there. Aside from sell things, you know? There we are. Alright, Governor, I have news for you.
Yes? Something you need?
I have information for you about the dig site.
At last, Belfetto, tell me, please, what has happened? How much have we lost? I must know.
I'm sorry. Some of your animancers made it, but I'm afraid Odorisi was killed when Aothas arrived.
I see. I suppose we are fortunate to have any survivors. And Orisi's notes. His research?
Clario's gaze searches yours with almost feverish anticipation. Well, good news there, I suppose. I did find these.
You did? Gods be kind.
Clario takes the bundled notes from you with barely restrained urgency. Within moments, he is flipping through the pages, his eyes sweeping back and forth across the pages.
Belfetto! Belfetto! We are saved!
Clario lets out a relieved, almost giddy laugh, looking up with you with a toothy grin. A grin he hides soon after, beneath a cough and a look of some regret.
That is, Odorisi's legacy is not wholly lost. I like to believe the man would find that pleasing.
He folds the papers once again and sets his hands over them protectively.
You say this is all the work of the Titan, of Aothas, and you still insist on looking for him? He destroyed your ship, killed my people. Would it not make more sense to sail to the far side of the world and away from all this?
Well, unfortunately, I don't really have a choice.
It is a strange obligation you are under. I understand a little of that. Lucky for you. If I were a more sensible man, I would take this for fable and turn you away.
Aothas is using the Adra pillars as an energy source. If I can find more, I can find him.
Merla. He will ravage every outpost in the Deadfire. That Adra is why we are here. Why everyone is here, in truth. The Valiant Trading Company, the Royal Deadfire Company, countless mercenaries. You'll want to go to Neketaka. Queen Onekaza II rules there, at the Kahanga Palace. Anyone seeking to do business in the Deadfire Archipelago must negotiate with her first.
Neketaka. Alright.
The Queen knows every Adra vein of worth in the Deadfire. I'm certain she can help you. That is, if she agrees to see you at all.
And who are the Kahanga?
The most powerful tribe in the region, now that Onekaza II has united a host of them under her rule. Ikawa would disagree, but then Ikawa contents herself with a spit of land and a handful of followers.
Well then, that's where I'm going next.
And for that, you need your ship. I'll arrange it with Ikawa. Between the two of us, I'm certain we can gather the workers we need. Head down to the beach once you are ready to depart.
Thank you for the help.
Bompiaco. It is only right. After all you have done for me. I won't keep you further. You have a long and very strange journey ahead.
Not wrong about that.
Some advice. After you have had your audience with the Queen, seek out the Valiant Trading Company. They make their headquarters in Neketaka, and the company always appreciates a good help.
Hey, I'm glad to help others. Okay, return to the beach is our next goal. Oh, I bet it's probably because of Loisa. Yes, that's who. Or someone up there who's allied. Okay, that's good. So, quest-wise, we've done everything except for these two companion quests and the main quests. Well, return to the beach is our next goal, so we may as well. I don't know if we might have something we need to buy here. Well, we do have loot that we can sell. That is true. Let's see, there is a merchant over here.
What marvelous carvings!
Oh, yes. This one is many centuries old.
Why,
Blessed
bear
by
that-
I will say, none of them. Okay, and interesting as some of these things are, I doubt I'm going to buy any of them. I mean, some of these might be handy. Look at this. Well, lower sail health is bad, which I don't care for. Cloak of Barath is just a visual. Scavenger's Lanterns, I mean, that is an improvement. It's higher travel speed, which is definitely a good thing. And I have a load of money, specifically for this. I guess I'd be fine buying that. I don't care about the belt. Grimoire of Spark and Flame. Ooh, this has Fireball, which is pretty nice. Yeah, it's basically lightning and fire spells. Which is actually pretty neat, pretty nice stuff. I should sell all the loot that I need to sell. Which is basically everything, but I'm gonna keep the torches. Okay, sell all these. I'm gonna hold on to the fines, just because I might need them later. Sell the 2 traps, sell those traps. I am never going to use traps. Nothing there. There's no reason to sell notes, they don't do anything. That's basically everything there, and we're only paying them 800 gold. I mean, that's a fair trade. We'll probably put that on at some point in the future.
Yourself.
By the way, Aloth, what is in yours? Jolting Touch, Fan of Flames, Combusting Wounds, Rolling Flame. Crackling Bolt, Minolet's Bounding Missiles, instead of Fireball. Flame Shield, Minor Grimoire... Okay, it is a bunch of spells. Minolet's Missile Silo is a good spell to have. But that's sometime in the future. Pity I can't compare. That would be nice to be able to do.
Magnificent.
Anyway, that probably is everything there, so I think we can leave. Without worry. We don't necessarily need to rest. We've all got the Diplomacy, Intimidate, and Bluff bonuses. Alright, let's leave town on foot. Now we gotta head southwards, towards the beach. Where the rest of our crew is likely still staying. I mean, we found a place. I don't know why they didn't decide, oh yeah, we should go stay in the tavern and actually sleep in a bed. That would be nice to them, wouldn't it? But no, they had to camp by the ship. I guess them camping by the ship means they can actually keep an eye on it.
Good, you are here. Clario has made good on his promise. We are making ready to free your ship.
Ikawa gestures toward your vessel, where a motley group of Huana and Valian workers race to and fro.
I say still that you are fortunate. The ship was nearly lost, but it will float. For how long, I cannot say. You will wish to find a friendly port with some speed, I think.
Do you know where Nekatake is?
So you will go to the great Kahanga city as well. You must sail north for some time, and then a little east. Take care in Nekataka, outsider. It will close its jaws around you, and you will never notice. Come, we will see your Defiant out to sea.
Thank you. And the ship will be able to leave. It'll take some effort, but fortunately, through the power of video gaming, montages and just skipping along, we have this. You have received a curious message from Harbinger Vatnir. This missive, written in what looks like dried blood on a slice of tanned leather, came to you rolled and sealed with the mark of the Aurochs. The lettering, spidery and sharp, suggests the sender may have been shivering as they composed it. Most glorious Watcher of Cad Nua, I cordially invite you to a feast to be held in your honor. A community of like minds has congregated at Harbinger's Watch, a small outpost located in the southern Deadfire Sea, to witness the Dead Flow's rapid expansion. Soon, ice shall consume all, and Rimmergen's dominion over Dead Aora be unchallenged. We eagerly anticipate hosting your magnificence. With admiration for your many accomplishments, Vatnir, High Harbinger of Dusk. I believe that is a, what's it called? That's one of the DLCs.
we should address the matter of our ship's resources before we get underway.
That would be good.
It saddens me to inform you that we lost several crew and most of our provisions during the storm. However, Port Margé appears to be well supplied, and I expect the recent disaster has left several sailors in want of a ship. I suggest we contract for additional supplies and crew before we return to open water, or our voyage may indeed be a short one.
That's actually not a bad idea. Ship-to-ship combat. In Deadfire, not every ship on the sea is friendly. Hostile ships can attempt to engage you in ship-to-ship combat. During ship combat, distance and orientation to the enemy are vital to your success. Distance determines if the enemy is in range of your cannons, or if you are in range of theirs. Orientation determines what cannons, if any, you can fire, as well as how easily your ship may be hit. Turning your side to the enemy may allow you to fire the most cannons, but it makes you an easier target. Each ship must maintain its sails and hull. Damaged sails limit the speed of the ship. If the hull is destroyed, the ship will sink. A ship's cannons are also limited by how much ammunition the ship is carrying. When two ships get close to each other, they can board or ram. Boarding locks the two ships together and transitions to a deck-to-deck fight between the two ship crews. A ramming attack does damage to the hulls of both ships. If one does not sink, the battle transitions to a deck-to-deck battle. Once you have victoriously sunk the other ship or defeated them in deck-to-deck combat, you can plunder what remains. Plunder typically includes ship resources, treasure, and occasionally the unique triumph of a noteworthy enemy captain. Coins can be shared with the crew to improve morale, and triumphs are always flown from your ship's rigging. Alright, there is something I can loot here first. Oh, I have to go around this way. Oh, hi! Hello there. You encounter another ship at sea. As the Defiant leaves Port Maj behind, you casually observe dozens of other ships coming and going, mostly fishing and trading vessels. One craft stands out. An imposing dhow, replete with cannons, crests into view across the Defiant's starboard bow. The flag raised high atop its sails signifies a wish to parley. However, the dhow approaches at an aggressive speed, suggesting that it may not be easily turned away. Well then, if you wish to parley, we shall face our pursuer head-on. You spin the ship's wheel counterclockwise. The ship swings round quickly, disturbing a gull resting on the foremast. The bird voids a white splotch on the deck as a sign of its disapproval. You even out the wheel and bear straight towards the dhow. The distance closes quickly, and soon the massive dhow's hull rolls on the waves beside your ship. Boarding planks emerge and are quickly cast onto your ship, along with shouts from its crew notifying you that their captain will be boarding. Several well-armed men cross the planks, their eyes watching every inch of your ship. The crowd parts open to make way for their captain, a tall, well-dressed man. He peers at you with one impeccably groomed eyebrow raised. Following behind the captain, and in stark contrast, strides an unkempt Orlan. A pair of pistol grips protrude from his belt, and he casually twirls a stocky firearm round his index finger. His shaggy face, framed by a long cobalt blue hair and a wildly braided cerulean beard, makes the crooked smirk he directs at you almost seem sinister. Well, didn't even manage to get to the port before someone decided, hey, we need to talk. Let's see who you are.
On behalf of the Principes and Patrina, I must request we meet in parley.
The broad-shouldered captain uptilts his chin in greeting. When he smiles, his left cheek divots a shallow dimple. You couldn't have asked before you boarded my ship uninvited?
Echoes. It has been some time since I last asked another's permission.
He flourishes a courtly bow.
I have heard some marvelous tales regarding your ventures in the Deerwood.
Have you now? My stories have spread.
In fact, you are the first dragon slayer I have ever met, outside of a grave.
Indeed, I slew 1, 2 dragons? Maybe? I know I slew the Adra dragon. Did I slay the Sky Dragon too? I'm not sure if I slew the Ice Dragon. Can't remember.
Some fools would seek to make a fortune by pilfering from one such as you.
Would be wise not to try.
I take it he is not one of those fools. Perhaps we should listen.
Aloth crosses his arms, cautious but curious. Under the captain's words, you hear a faint but insistent buzzing. It blooms, overwhelming Ferrante's voice, drowning out all else around you. No one else seems to notice. A vision. Thunder cracks between your ears, and you glimpse a different sun-shod sea behind your eyes. Let the visions come. The visions streak across your mind's eye, fleeting and incoherent. An elf, dark-haired and battle-scarred, stepping across the gulf between vessels. She shakes Ferrante's hand, and warmth spills through you. Excitement, pride, respect. The imagery melts like candle wax into a lamplit galley, swamped with the scent of unwatered rum and sweet fruit, with sailors and their songs and sweat. The scene billows away, ice cold and clawing, replaced with the crew on deck, solemn and staring, as Ferrante grasps one of their own by the throat. No, not one of their own. No more. You don't steal from family and stay family. Tears and mucus mar the man's features as Ferrante reads the man his last rites. Thief or no, they'll consign him to Andra as tradition dictates. The vision passes, leaving you blinking on the deck of the Defiant, looking into Ferrante's face. He raises an eyebrow.
I believe you have met such a fool. Captain Benweth of the Drake.
Despite the gravity of his words, he smiles grandly, and the dimple cuts deeper into his left cheek. I know a cipher's handiwork when I feel it. Tell yours to stay out of my head. The blue Orland's mouth falls open. Ha! You are not a poker player, are you?
Voxen of Ubildet Merla. Careful, ship hunter. Mind that you do not confuse a useful skill set for a non-expendable one.
You little fox shit! Ah. Oh, you don't realize how applicable that is. Fortunately, I'm willing to allow that little insult to pass. Ferrante glares at Seraphine. The Orland steps back, blinking away the rebuke, and peers at you, probing. His yellow-green eyes narrow, unfocused, as if trying to remember something. Then the captain turns a warm smile back to you.
My apologies. Rest assured, it will not happen again.
Apologies, Captain. Didn't mean it, really. We're up all night, you know, searching out our friend here.
He looks to you.
You've been at sea a while. Your mind starts playing tricks on you, aye? Well, mine plays tricks on others, too. Usually don't mean much. Maybe see a bit of shadow, hear a bit of tune. Not unless a person's sensitive. Like, say, a watcher.
He winks. So you say this Captain Benweth is the one who attacked me?
Ah, the short-sighted scoundrel has been wreaking havoc in the area for months. He is no son of Valia. I do not fault his ancestry, but he disregards too much the grand heritage we Principi represent. Benweth is the second most selfish captain within the Principi's newest generation. He risks all that we value.
If Benweth's the second most selfish captain, who's the first? He pinches at his lips, eyes narrowing thoughtfully. But you can see that he's biting back a mischievous grin.
Perhaps I have said too much. This is a problem solely of my own. For now.
The Principi's heritage is Old Valian?
We are descended from refugees who fled during Old Valia's decline. They sailed the eastern reach to the Deadfire. But they did not settle the islands. Today, even, our shipboard life continues.
Wait, who are the Principes in Patrena?
This is the first you are hearing of us, truly?
Yes. His brows raise in a show of surprise, but then his smile turns sly and he cants his head as if to include you in a secret.
We are a magnificent, but largely landless people. So we have come to own the sea. To survive, we must seize prosperity where we can. Hence, we are oft labeled as pirates, smugglers, merchants of illicit trade, or mercenaries.
Ah, I see.
It will not always be so, but it is for now.
Why accept non-Valians into the Principe if they're going to cause problems?
Few pirates retire comfortably, Emika. We sink and we hang or we burn. We must replace our losses, excepting from many regions, including the Deadfire.
So if Benweth is one of your own, shouldn't you take responsibility for his actions?
Benweth is no captain of mine, Aimika. It is not beneath my flag his drake sails. Yet I do seek to temper his actions when they would endanger the Principe altogether.
And how has Benweth endangered the Principe?
Are you saying if we rile you, you will pose no threat to us? Ekosi, pardon if I do not believe you, Dragon Slayer.
The captain chuckles, fingers rubbing the frilled collar about his throat. Now, I am saying that if one person riles me, I will pose a threat to them. I will not accuse the entire Principe of being wrong. Not yet, anyway. I have a grudge with him, but I have no grudge with you.
Word of Benweth's raid on the Defiant will spread throughout the Deadfire. More fools will seek to prey upon you. I would suggest you stave off all others by making an example of Benweth.
For Ortiz, do my job for me, friend. Hope you don't die in the effort.
The rogue words flit through your thoughts like darters, not quite your own, but not entirely unlike your own either. And why tell me this? Why would you want to help me?
I will be honest with you, Aimika. I do not favor Benweth, nor do I care for the company he keeps. Such fools and scoundrels serve only to tarnish the Principe's reputable name. But I believe you will be capable of setting him straight.
Well, sounds like if I defeat Benweth, I'll be doing you a favor. Will I get a boon for it? The good humor wipes from his face.
Of course, Aimika. Work with me, and I will weight your pockets with gold. When you have dealt with my problem, I will prepare a fine welcome for you at my port. Now, a tip for you.
His smile returns twofold, and he nods amicably.
Benweth's drake took damage during the storm. Eventually, he will need to dock for repairs, and when he does, Seraphin can find him for you.
Ferrante flourishes a hand toward the Orlan at his side.
He is rather an unrefined creature, but he is a most skilled ship hunter, I assure you.
Unrefined? Begging your pardon, Captain, but I'll be the high fucking model of the Gentleman of Fortune. As for Benweth, that sucker of squid tits be as predictable as the tide. I'd wager all my furriest bits that he'd set sail for Deadlight.
Deadlight, eh?
That would be felicitous indeed, as I believe the traitor Remaro hides there as well. I quite enjoy killing two men with a single bullet.
A rare opportunity, I suppose. So I can understand that.
Wouldn't have even thought of it if you hadn't brought it up, sir.
Yet you feel a surge of anger that's not your own. Seraphin spins towards you and bows again.
Now, I ain't hardly in any hurry to leave the fine company of the Gentlemen of Leisure. But the captain be right about me finding your mark. Adding to that, you sail into Fort Deadlight not knowing your innies from your outies. You might very well find the locals cannon fucking your boat to sodden splinters.
He grins broadly. Crude, but noted. What can you do for me?
Are you asking aside from my vaunted ship hunting abilities, self-evident manners, and encyclopedic know-how of all things piratical?
Teeth glint behind the curves of his smile. Yes, aside from the obvious.
Well, there'll be me knowing my way around Fort Deadlight, so named on account of it being a fortress and all. I got my contacts inside, and I'll be half handy with a gun if shit goes belly up.
Okay.
Adding to that, I'll be right easy on the eyes, or so the lasses tell me.
He raises his eyebrows in two quick bumps. Quite easy.
I'll be the old package and a half, Captain.
He bows again, only half as low this time, his eyes never leaving yours.
As you see, Seraphin is both insufferable and marvelously useful.
Seems like you're eager to join me.
Well, of course I'll be eager to give Benweth the old Evo. That half-cock's been a pain in our asses for the better part of, well, too fucking long. You said you met him, Seems the type that needs a bullet, eh?
He projects his words a tad louder than necessary. I know there's something you're not telling me.
Aye, there's boat holds I ain't telling you, Watcher. I ain't telling you about the lass I have back on Deadlight. Ain't telling you what we did or didn't do last time I seen her, neither. Certainly ain't telling you about the secret pirate handshake that'll get you in the door.
Ferrante shakes his head, but his smile widens into a sincere grin. Well, welcome aboard, Seraphin.
Oh, you won't be regretting this, Watcher. At least so long as you keep us heavy in grog and light on the onions. Ugh, them dirty shit apples ain't never agreed with me, and I'll be suspecting they never will.
He pats his belly as he strides to your side.
He's not sleeping near my berth, I promise you that much.
I stay now for Dunwich, my own safe port. I will await you there, should you be successful in schooling our wayward captain.
Noted. So he can be a cipher, a barbarian, or a witch, which is a combination cipher and barbarian. We're going to go with cipher, since that is what he actually is. And we all leveled up. Okay. So we got a new companion on the ship. How lovely. And we still need to do a bit more, which I think we're going to do in the next episode. This one's gone on long enough. Next episode, we're going to dock at Port Maj again, get some people on our ship, get our ship repaired, and see what we can do about the ship. And do some level ups and get this new guy set up. That'll be in the next episode. So until then, I am Chester44, also known as Fly. That is Laniara, Adair, Joti, Aloth, and Seraphin. This has been a Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire, and I shall see you all next time.